Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? The real reason why Lisa did not go shopping with the group. You know the real reason why Lisa acts like she cannot do her own makeup and had that lady come back, take off her mourning face to give her a new face. Y'all know it was just because of Angie. She was doing this to despise Angie for having that back and forth and back again about that Cartier watch and their cars. Lisa is so passive aggressive. Now, I understand about taking some me time out on a trip. I do it a lot. Yeah, I do it. I have done it and I will do it again, right? But you always need to tell the host that I'm going to sit this one out. Don't have people waiting on you and looking for you. That is rude and childish. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki and haha, honey, and get into another episode of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I cannot believe, Lisa. Salt Lake City, season 6, episode 13, Greek for the week. Besties, how would you rate this week's episode? Please drop that in the comments and let me know. Please like the video. Make sure make sure you're subscribed to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on so that you know each and every time I post my content, honey. Now, this episode was a mess. So Angie told the girls last weekend at Bronwyn's, you know, oh, the 1700 party. She told them that she was inviting them to Greece. We didn't even know that. We didn't even hear all that. It was cut out of last week's show. So when I saw the title of this episode, I was like, Greek for a week? Child, Angie is taking them to Greece. Finally, thank God. Cool, let's do it. And Angie, are we gonna have to keep hearing about Greek? Yep, we are. We're gonna hear about this trip for 20 more years. So the ladies come over to Angie's house for a Greek lesson. Just a few of the ladies. I think I saw Heather, Mary, maybe Whitney, because Bronwyn, Lisa, and Meredith were at home packing for the trip. So Angie has her dad and her aunt over, and they are teaching them some, words to say. They are asking all the wrong for all the all the wrong ways to say these different names in Greek, sorry. So they did ask, how do you say thank you? And that's good. Then it went to shut up, snooze fest, boring, you don't have manners. Shut up, get out of here. And so little did we know, right? In Greek, there is no word for snooze or boring because they're not boring. They don't have a word for snooze because they are not boring. Okay. Now, when you travel, besties, the important things that you need to know in a foreign language is, where is the bathroom? Baby, when you on the tours and you're out there sightseeing and you gotta go, yeah, you want to know how to ask, excuse me, where is the restroom? Yes, that would be what I would want to know first. Okay, then you give me the good morning, the good evening, the hello, the thank you, nice to meet you, whatever, right? But you always want to know where the restroom is. Okay, so the girls head on out to the airport. They about to have a good old time, honey. And even when the girls were asking all these about all these sayings, the auntie asked, "Are y'all gonna be nice on this trip? Are you gonna be mad?" Because I thought y'all was going to have fun. And so Heather gonna say a little bit of both. So they arrive safely, and Braun asks, how big is Greece? Because Greece is an island. And so the driver responded and said 76 kilometers. And so here go Lisa. Oh, I didn't know it was that big. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. And I'm like, now, Lisa, I don't understand kilometers because we don't use kilometers or Celsius. We use Fahrenheit and miles. So I looked it up, besties. Yes, I did. Where were they? Santorini? It is 47 miles. Not that big. Not that big. Barbados is bigger. They compared it to Barbados. Or was it Bermuda or something? Maybe Bermuda because they went to Bermuda with Monica that year. So they compared it from their last trips. So the super yacht, can't think of the name of that place, but that place is very small, right? So they arrive safely. They're greeted with sangria. The accommodations are amazing. And this must be the first cast trip, where they did not do room assignments and go through all that drama with where room you go. I want to be here. I want to go here. Oh my God, this room has twin beds. I mean, I like not going through that. Like, get a room and let's just go. So clearly they're in bungalows, all next to each other. The resort looks beautiful. The site is beautiful, just the sereneness of it all. Everything looks amazing. So they didn't have to deal with all that. So they talk about Angie and Lisa's argument when they were on their layover. They over there arguing about who had their Cartier watch first. So Heather took her nosy self downstairs to the duty-free Cartier store, and baby, they was having a buy one get one free sale. So she bought her and Whitney a watch. She spent like 6 racks on the 2 watches, and that's what she would have spent on one. So it was kind of like, yeah, come on, Whitney, let's go get a watch. So they arguing about who had their watch first. Honey, Angie said she had hers first. Prove it. Let me see a picture. It's on Facebook. They show us the picture on Facebook. It was dated 2016. Child, like Lisa says, she's happy for everybody. Now they have a Cartier watch. She says she is happy for them. But Heather says she know Lisa was burning up on the inside, honey. I said that she was. That's why the next day when y'all was going shopping, she decided not to go. She was sick and tired of y'all. She trying to get back at Angie with her old petty self. So Mary says Cartier is like the grandma of watches. She said, I know that we are of a particular age, but yeah, that's the watches for grandmas. And I was like, ooh, let me be quiet, honey, because I have a Gucci timepiece. Actually, I have 2 of them. So I'm not a grandma because I'm rocking Gucci. And I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to relate to these people because my timepieces were not hardly $6,000. Okay. All right. So Angie and Lisa, now they're going back and forth and back again about the watch again. Then they say it's not a competition. We all have nice things. And then they start competing about these Porsches. So I had mine first. Well, Angie said, I'm on my 5th Porsche. And Lisa's like, well, remember, Lisa said this is not a competition, right? Lisa says, well, I'm on my 4th Porsche, and this Porsche is a 2025, and it's the first color that they made. But this ain't no competition. And then Lisa also said she know I've been rocking Porsches because she was watching me while I was on TV when she wasn't. I said, no, Lisa, no. The shade. Shade. So the next morning they wake up to a beautiful scenery of Greece, honey. And Heather tells us that, she's still mad at Meredith for telling her, if you're gonna be friends with Brittany, then me and you not gonna be friends. And then when she finally, talked to her about it, she was just like, no, we're done with that. And then she denies it. And that's what Meredith has been doing a lot this season. She's denying everything. It's given something's going on with Meredith, and she's just not talking about it, but there's something going on. So on the way to the beach, Meredith tells Heather that they need to talk because Meredith feels misunderstood. And Heather's is like, yeah, okay, whatever, sure. No, yeah, right. So at the beach, Mary gives a lesson about face shapes. She want to see Brown's face in this hat she got on. She told somebody they hat didn't go with the outfit, but leave it on, it's okay. And so then Meredith tells Brown and Heather that they both have bucket shaped faces. And that means, and they all looking like, oh my gosh, she get ready to cap on us. Here it come, here it come. And so Mary's like, no, that means you're smart. You retain information. And so then Mary gives us the lesson talking about oblong face, pie face, and square faces are all dingbats. I was like, slow your roll, boo-boo. Slow your roll. Because, baby, I don't know. My face is cute. That's all I know. Moving on. I'm trying to fit in. I don't have to. But if you call me a dingbat, back at you, Mary. Said, yeah, I ain't even gonna, nope, I'm not gonna go there. I was about to say something about her being married to her grandfather, step grandfather, but we gonna let that go. Mary, nope. Angie asks, who's been scooping up the men since we've been here? Heather has. And so then Angie asks Bronwyn, is she going to get some numbers to put in her phone? And I'm sitting here like, now, Heather. This was Heather's idea of the trip. She set the intentions for the trip when they first got there. Remember, she said, we're all going to get tattoos. I want to smoke a Greek cigarette, and we got to get men's telephone numbers in our phones. And it's like, well, Heather, you're with married women, all except for Brittany, on again, off again with Jared. But I mean, whose number should they get? The driver's number? Like, they're all married, sweetheart. So now Angie asking Bronwyn, this was such an awkward moment, right? So Angie says, Bronwyn, you've been talking about this open marriage, but you and Todd, so what's that? What's up? So Bronwyn is backpedaling. No, we did not know, because he's happy and I'm super happy. Heather notices Bronwyn isn't wearing her wedding ring. Now she backpedaling some more. I wear different jewelry all the time. Girl, shut up. Shut up. This ain't no third world country. In certain countries, you leave all your jewelry at home. And I'm not going to name no names. But I don't think Greece is one of those places. It's not a third world country. It's not. I believe, but they do. It's not like they don't, because they pickpocket in Rome. Be careful in Rome, y'all. I had to, this little boy was trying to rob someone in our group, pickpocket her, and I caught him and I hit his hand. Get your hand off of her, child. So yeah, you got to be careful everywhere you go, but that's not what this is, Miss Ma'am. And if you were thinking, Bronwyn, you could have said that instead of, I wear different jewelry all the time. You could have said, oh, when I travel, I leave my jewelry at home. You missed that one. You missed it. So Mary checks Bronwyn on how she tells them things like there's trouble in paradise. And then she acts like there's no drama at home, like she's living in a paradise. And I was like, well, Mary, you do understand how marriage works, right? This is how marriage works. Today can be beautiful, tomorrow can be down to the pits. This is what marriage is about. So you caught her on a bad day, coming off those rumors of him doing whatever, Putin and scooting and looking at pictures and all that and whatever, right? And now they're happy. You do understand. Okay. Because you're the woman who don't even film with her husband no more. We ain't seen Robert Sr. in about 4 seasons. Child, is he still with us? Whew. So here go Meredith. Bronwyn, I've been in your shoes before, and I'll just tell you from my experience, these ladies will not let this go. You're gonna hear about it over and over and over again. So here go Lisa. She says, she just gonna stick. I'm just gonna stick with my Russian, German, and Jew. You know, John is Russian, German, and part Jewish. So Heather talks to Mary the next day about Meredith's funny acting self. Heather feels dismissed by Meredith and says when she talks to Meredith, Meredith takes it, as a personal threat, you know, and she's not interested in having a one-on-one with her because she knows Meredith is going to deflect, tell her she's wrong, turn it on her. No, 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 that's not. And Meredith also knows that because Heather doesn't want a one-on-one conversation, she knows she wants the other women to pile on her. And that ain't fair to Meredith. But Meredith, you ain't taking accountability for nothing. Not nothing. Well, she says she apologized to Heather and she kind of apologized to not Brian, to Brittany, but that wasn't an apology. That was one of those, if you feel bad because of something I said because you heard it, I'm sorry. Yeah, that wasn't an apology. She's giving out these half apologies. So Mary says, well, tell her how you feel. And you need to be more direct when you talk to Meredith, because something's there between y'all. So work it out. So the ladies are ready to leave to go shopping. And I don't know why they're leaving so late in the day to go shopping. Who shops in the evening? Like when they were in the stores, it was dark outside, but they getting ready to go. It's like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. They getting ready to go shopping. And Lisa is still in her room getting glammed up. They're all waiting on her, looking through the windows like, is that Lisa still sitting there getting glammed up? Lisa just waving, bye, bye. So, yeah, it was Lisa in glam. She's telling her makeup artist that she gets her makeup done every day because why would you waste a day being ugly? And I'm like, now, Lisa, would you please be quiet? Every girl, not that they do it good, but everybody knows how to do their own makeup. That lady just did your makeup that morning. Why couldn't she just come in for a touch up? Why did you have to go completely barefaced to start over? And why is she taking so long? Like they had an hour to get ready. Why is this woman taking so long? I mean, what is happening? But we all know Lisa did all this on purpose. She probably didn't call the lady till the last minute. And she didn't want to be bothered with them because she's still mad about that back and forth and back again about that watch in the car. She don't want to be bothered with Angie. And Angie wishes that Lisa cared more about her inner beauty than her outer beauty. Okay. Okay. And I'm like, Lisa, you're willing to miss out on going shopping in Greece? Like, why don't you? That was me then. Like, why is she missing out on going shopping? So, child, the ladies are walking. They knew to be in walking shoes. And all of a sudden, something happened. I heard Heather say, oh, there's a stair or a step. Then she's kind of like running to the other ladies, and Whitney falls, and she's running to the ladies, and Whitney is like, ah, boom, right? And I was like, why was Heather running away just to turn around and act like she didn't know the girl was falling? It was a weird scene. Maybe it was the way it was edited. I don't know. It was weird. So, child, Whitney is scrubbed, and she can't get up. She is like, some man came and helped her up, and Brittany tried to help her up. Heather came back, and it was just like, what happened, Whitney? So Lisa is on her way. I thought she was looking for the ladies, but child, Lisa is out on her own, doing her own sightseeing, taking her own videos and pictures of the island. They were some breathtaking views. So maybe that is why they went out at night, because they wanted to catch the sunset and see how beautiful Greece is. Oh, and I mean, if you saw pictures of, if you knew people that went, and I don't know, Bessie, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, they must have been running a sale on Greece this summer. I know about 4 people that went to Greece this year, besides Salt Lake City. I know about 4 other people. Most of them were on a cruise, and they dipped over to Italy too. And I'm like, it must have been a sale, a BOGO for Greece. Everybody went there this summer. It was like the place to be. Okay. So what happened? Okay, so Heather, uh, so the views, they're so breathtaking. And Angie's like, oh, I wanted to experience this with you guys. And so Heather is really taking it in, and she's getting chills about it. And she is just so excited and just so amped up. And so Angie made a comment about how you will want to travel with someone like Heather, because she gets into it and she's taking it all in, unlike that Lisa character who we don't know where she at. And so, Angie's a little like, a little mad about that. And, it's getting under her skin. So Angie also wanted Lisa to be there so she can see it too. Child. Now remember, Lisa said in the beginning of this episode that she is over Greece. She don't want to hear about Greece, Greek, nothing. And I said, child, Lisa feel like Electra, because the daughter is like, why do you want to be Greek? Why do you want a citizenship? I don't have to want that, do I? I'm not feeling that now. Leave me alone. I'm only 12. So Mary asked Meredith about her and Heather. She's getting it going, y'all. So Meredith says, she assumed things were fine because she hasn't addressed her yet. And so Meredith has called Heather a few times, no response. And so she said something to her that day about talking. And so she said it's okay if she doesn't want to talk about it. Like, Meredith is like, I'm moving on. Meredith has bigger fish to fry, and she ain't telling us what that is. So she want to move on. Mary says, no, y'all both are hurt, and you need to get past this. Yeah, open up and be vulnerable and talk, because something's still there. There's some love there. Lisa finds the ladies after she done toured Santorini by herself, child. She was like showing them videos. Look, I see it. And somebody said that it was like some stolen footage or whatever. It wasn't hers. It wasn't authentic. I think that was Whitney, right? Because she always calling something out. So Whitney's like, well, did you catch the sunset? Yeah, I did. But she didn't show no pictures of the sunset because Lisa just got there. Lisa, you were not there. I was there before the sunset. You're lying. And so Lisa like, I got the sunset. I got the skyline of this view. You see my video. I bought some bomb Birkenstocks. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, where's the bag? Where the bag at, girl? And so she said, I just did all this with myself. There was no drama. She's like, yeah, I got my 10,000 steps in, honey. Girl, be quiet, Lisa. And Angie wonders if Lisa is more concerned about her glam and everything else more than her friendships. And I'm like, Lisa only has one friend on this trip, and that is Meredith. Meredith is just fine. So Angie let us know that Lisa was like 2 to 3 hours late catching up with them. Girl, just let Lisa do what she gonna do. I wouldn't even, she mad at you for trying to one-up her on that watch in the car. Let it go. Lisa said she wanted some me time, and ain't nothing wrong with that, child. Sometimes when I'm around a whole bunch of people in a group or whatever, sometimes I would like, take myself to dinner. Like, I'll call at y'all later. Or sometimes y'all leave and I'm going to stay at the hotel. Sometimes I want to stay back, get a massage, go to the pool, go to the beach, have a cocktail, meet, talk to some strangers, get to know who's there instead of just the same people I'm with. It all depends. I'm a Pisces. I'll be swimming up and down. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But I'm going to say something. I'm not just going to disappear. So anyway, at dinner, child, Meredith gives Heather a peace offering. It's a necklace with an H on it, H for Heather. Heather like, what is this? Bra was like, she's trying to make a peace offer with you. Just, she's trying to make up with you. And then Heather gonna say she feel like a cheated on wife receiving gifts with no explanation. Angie asked Lisa, can she be on time tomorrow? Because they're, touring the city. Lisa like, yes, I can be on time tomorrow. And she's like, oh, I did not know that Greece had mosquitoes in it because I want to slap the one in front of me. Lisa. Mary tells Meredith and Heather it's time to talk. Nice necklace. You don't like it, you don't have to wear. I didn't say that. I like it. It's cute, but we need to talk. But not in a group. No, we're going to talk in this group. Heather says that Meredith has dejected her history of their friendship and has assassinated her character and her loyalty. Meredith says, not true. Not true. Not true. I got the wrong voice. Oh, my feelings were hurt. We apologized to each other. Why are we still talking about it? Because you called me a liar. No, I didn't. Oh, Meredith got. No, I didn't. And so here go Lisa. We need to practice what we preach. If you want people to be good to you, then you need to be good to people. Stop holding people to a standard that you don't live by. I was like, oh, you want good friends, be one. Oh, Lisa, she's adding another layer to herself. Whitney asked, can Meredith speak for herself, please? Can you shut up? Lisa continues. She ain't paying Whitney no attention. Lisa continues to talk for Meredith. Heather says Meredith is selective about what she has outrage for. She said, you dragging this TikTok in the ground just to be mad at me and be mad at Brittany. Heather says, Meredith, you have ignored bigger kabooms other than picking, other than this. Lisa says, well, this was about her marriage. Yeah, and that's why we wondering what's going on. Because we ain't seen Seth, heard from Seth. He ain't called your phone. We ain't heard you talk to him in the morning. You know how they go around the rooms and you talk to your spouse. You didn't do that on the super yacht. You didn't do it here. Like, we want to know what's going on. What's up, Seth? So Meredith says she disagrees with Heather. Heather says she's not holding a grudge, and they both misspoke. And she said, and I'm not lying. We met in the middle, and disrespected each other. Lisa's like, well, Heather, you did hurtful things to me, and I don't know why. Why is Lisa crying? You say mean things. You hurt me, and Lisa just and you say bad things, and you say mean things, and you hurt me, and she's crying. So Heather apologizes to Lisa. Lisa says Heather is making, you're making me turn on people, like you try to make me turn on Meredith. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. Whitney is crying now because she's like, all my friends are crying and fighting, and it's like, oh my goodness, now everybody's just gonna start crying. And she said, you're only doing this all because of how you treated Brittany on the plane. It's like, we're going through all this turmoil for you. So Meredith looks at Brittany and says, can we work it out, Brittany? And And so she was like, so someone, who was this that said, oh, Whitney is still talking. So she asking Meredith, why can't you say you effed up? Why is that so hard to say that? Ooh. Brittany says she has moved on. She like, child, I got to argue, fuss, and fight with Jared. I ain't got time for you. So, ooh, but Brittany says Meredith owes Whitney and Heather an apology too. Since we're talking about it. So Whitney says, yeah, you effed up. And we're all paying the price for it. Oh, I'm like, okay, Whitney, okay, you're making a good point. Meredith is like, she tells us Whitney is the pot stirrer, because every problem that is caused by her. She projects onto all of us, and we let it go because she's forever on a healing journey. Shout out to Tamar Braxton. Whitney was like, you don't have a problem, but you're the problem now. I was like, wait, what? Explain that you don't have a problem, but you're a problem now. What you mean? I get that you're the problem now, but what do you mean she doesn't have one? Because anyone that is a problem has a problem. Okay, Whitney. Heather is like, I feel like, I'm wrong for saying how I feel. Because, honey, Meredith got up to leave and Lisa went behind her. And now Heather is stressing because she know she's going to end up having to apologize again for having an opinion. Brahman is telling her, well, you're not wrong because you had an opinion. You can't help how they took it because what you said is what you said. And she feels horrible now because Heather knows that Meredith and Lisa probably won't be her friend no more. And that is really bothering Heather because Heather is all about friendships. But she has been talking. Heather was bringing it in them confessionals last season. And now she done came out them confessionals and she's calling people out. And it needs to be done. But, it's given producer, it's given that they told her she had to amp up this season and, do her due diligence. And she know that Lisa and Meredith go write her off. Oh, I can't wait for next week. I can't wait. Oh, I could tell you, honey, Salt Lake City be bringing in, honey. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. But besties, I got a quick thing to tell y'all. Please stay in prayer for me. I can qualify to get monetized by my channel now. I applied. I was denied yesterday. I was not approved. I was so upset. So I did go ahead and file my appeal. So can you say a prayer for me that I get monetized? Because I be working hard and I would like to get a little change for this work. I love it, but I do want to get paid for this work. You know what I'm saying? So besties, say a prayer for your bestie, please. Share the video, comment, like, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll be back with a new recap. It'll be Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on Thursday or Friday. Bye, besties.